Hiya. So today I wanted to talk about something that I haven't really spoken about before. Um, I am very open about my journey as a trans person, all different things that I go through, and surgical things, and just being out there and being visible. But there's one thing that I've been dealing with for a number of years that I feel I've maybe been embarrassed about, or just causes me like a lot of emotional distress, and that is my eating disorder. Um, it's difficult for me to talk about because there's a lot of things that I don't have control of in my life, and I try my best to manage them. And the food element is something that I, over the years, have completely lost control of. Although I guess subconsciously, I feel like it's the only thing I have control of. But yeah, it's a kind of flipped, weird thing. So, my eating disorder, I now have finally had an assessment for. Um, I am on a waiting list now for some therapy to kind of try and help me through and give me some coping mechanisms and some behavioral stuff which will hopefully help to give me the tools that I need to kind of, I don't know, just manage it better and have a healthier diet, have a better excuse me, a better routine with food. I believe that it probably started in my childhood. Like, even in my assessment I was talking about things that triggered a few memories and made me think, okay, so it's not just because of these particular things that I've been through in my life, it probably stems from my childhood, from a simple thing whereby I wasn't allowed to leave the dinner table until I had cleared my plate, regardless of whether I liked the food or not. That in turn has led to me having a quite convulsive reaction to cauliflower, which I kind of hate because I know a lot of people who love cauliflower cheese and, you know, cauliflower wings and all that kind of stuff, and I feel like I'm missing out a little bit. However, the smell of it alone makes my stomach turn. Um, I I've have had a lot of different things happen in my life, like quite big things, some traumatic things that have led me to, how would I describe it? Like, change my relationship with food, and often rely on food as a crutch. So I guess another thing I was talking about yesterday in my assessment was how parents quite often, when a child is upset, they'll give them something to make them less upset. And again, quite often it tends to be sweets, ice cream, cake, like treats, food. And then you kind of build up this association whereby when you're not feeling good, food will fill that hole and fix that problem. Obviously it doesn't, but you build this association in your head so that when you go through traumatic times, and you see it in movies and on TV and stuff, where, you know, there's a breakup, and so the person then goes to the freezer and starts digging into the ice cream. Like, I get that some foods can make you feel good in a moment, but they don't fix your problem. They exacerbate the problem, really, because then you're questioning afterwards, if you're someone like me, did I need to eat that? Am I going to get fat? Not that there's anything wrong with being fat, but for me, I have a big issue with my body image, with regards to my size and shape, my dysphoria. All of these things kind of interlink, and I have a massive issue whenever I eat. So I've just eaten something just now, right? I made this recipe up, and I don't cook or make things that involve much cooking very often. I like to have simple things because I get triggered by cooking food and preparing ingredients and all that things. So I quite often I'll either order in, or I'll throw something in the oven, or maybe have like a pot noodle or something simple like that, because I get stressed out and super anxious whenever I'm prepping any ingredients and things. And I try my best to power through it. I try to make it fun for myself, but it can be really difficult. And I've kind of gone off a bit of a tangent here. I think this is what my brain is like. My brain just goes blah with all these different things. So bear with me. I don't like the feeling of being full. That's one of my issues. I enjoy the feeling of feeling hungry. I have not ever caused myself any harm through my eating disorder, which is good. I have tried purging. I wouldn't recommend it. It was not enjoyable, and I didn't get on with it. And I'm quite switched on. I'm very self-aware of things, and this is one of the reasons I've sought help, is because I know that I have an issue. And one of the biggest steps is acknowledging that you have a problem with something and then seeking help. So I'm very aware, excuse me, and it upsets me a lot. But I've taken that step. Back to my previous thought, here we go again. I've just eaten something really nice, made up a recipe, and I really enjoyed it. And my mouth enjoyed eating it, but I feel full now. And I know that I will punish myself because of that. So I will probably not eat anything at least until tomorrow lunchtime now. Which is not healthy, 3 meals a day with snacks and things is healthy. However, whenever I have any food, one, I feel guilty, and two, I can't stop eating. Tying back to my you gotta clear your plate thing as a child, I think that the association of that memory and the kind of the joy that food gives you, and the kind of fixing your problems thing, that combined makes me eat far more than I know that I need. So I binge eat a lot. I will, whenever I'm like super upset, I'll go for like chocolates and ice cream and crisps, and I can't just have a bar of chocolate, a little bar of chocolate. I'll get a big bar of chocolate. And I won't just have a few squares, I'll have the whole piece. Crisps, I'll get a share bag thinking, oh, that'll last me a few days. I'll open it and then I'll finish it. Done. Ice cream. If I get a pot of ice cream, I will literally sit and eat all of the ice cream. Even if I'm feeling sick, I will finish it because I feel like I have to finish it for myself. And that's not good. I cannot moderate my portion size. If I order in, I'll order different things because my mouth and my brain kind of go, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And that's kind of fine because you can go, I can share it with someone. I've got no one to share it with at the moment. Or you can split it across a few days. And it's the same when I'm cooking anything portion-wise. I always do far more than I need. When you buy a pack of chicken or a pack of mince or a pack of noodles or whatever, it's always at least 2 servings. And I'll cook it all thinking, at first, I'm going to split this across separate portions. And occasionally I do, very occasionally. It takes a lot. But quite often I'll go, I'm not going to eat that. It's going to be a waste of food. So I'll just put it all on a plate and I'll just eat what I can, and then I'll, maybe try and save the rest or get rid of the rest or whatever. But I, 9 times out of 10, will finish everything. Even if it's 2, 3, 4 portions of food, I will just devour it. and then I'll feel guilty again, I'll feel like rubbish again, and it really messes with me. So I go through this cycle of binging and overeating because I'm either upset or I've got a particular piece of food in the house that needs to be finished before it goes in the bin. And then following that, I punish myself and I starve myself essentially. Yesterday I had, no sorry, the day before yesterday I had what I saw as quite a lot of different bad things. And they're only bad things because I can't moderate. So I had like a couple of packs of biscuits through the day, and a meal of some sort, and some toast and some crumpets. And in the grand scheme of things, probably the amount of food I ate over the day was reasonable, but because of what I ate and when I ate them, and because I ate them in single sittings, I felt really bad. So yesterday, I literally had an orange about lunchtime, and then in the evening, in early evening-ish, I had a bacon baguette thing. And I didn't just have a couple of slices of bacon. I put a whole pack of bacon on the plate. So again, I punish myself by not eating until today. I think eating disorders are very much overlooked, and I believe that as a trans person, I have a lot more reasoning behind wanting control over my body, my body image. So before I had figured out who I was entirely and started coming out and stuff, I already had issues, and they were just exacerbated again by me not having any control over anything physically. I think it's important to talk about these things because everyone has issues in different ways with different things, and it isn't something you should feel embarrassed about. It's something that you maybe need help with, and making the effort to get that help is the first step. I'm literally feeling super anxious talking about this. I'm like wrapping myself up, I'm twiddling with my rings. I'm not comfortable talking about this stuff, which is probably why my train of thought has gone all over the place. But I want to kind of normalise the fact that society has all these different things that you kind of inadvertently teach children, and those issues, well, they can develop into issues in adult life. And maybe there needs to be different ways to manage being upset, talking about things, getting a hug, allowing someone to not eat everything on a plate, and just explaining that you might be hungry after that, and that's fine, but not forcing someone to eat something because they don't like it or because they're not hungry, or I think food should be enjoyed, and I have so many great ideas, like business opportunities that I could take with different recipes and things that I've developed. But I have massive issues with food, so try to enjoy food. If you have issues with it, speak to your GP, speak to someone who can help you, and take those first steps to managing it. Over the course of however long it takes to get my treatment and receive some help, I will try and document a bit more. But yeah, this is the one of the hardest things that I've had to talk about, so here we go. I'm gonna go before I get upset because it's making me ropey. So love you lots, and I will see you next time. Bye.